Hallöchen you guys, how are you guys doing today? I welcome everyone back who has already subscribed to this channel. To everyone who's new here, hi, hello, my name is Judy. I'm a lover of makeup and books, so if that sounds interesting to you, I would love if you'd subscribe and stay with me on this channel. We can chat, we can be friends, it will be fun. Today I am borrowing an idea by Julia Mazzucato. She did a video about problematic favorites, and she mentioned favorites that were from brands that are problematic, or the product itself was problematic, and I thought this was a pretty great idea. And I mean, oftentimes people even like ignore products that are problematic because they know that the backlash will be enormous, and I think that sometimes we want to talk about those nonetheless. So I thought I would pick out a few products that I think the brand is problematic, something about the product is problematic, the product itself is problematic, whatever. I will talk about to you guys about my thoughts behind all of that. So let's just get started, get into it. We shall start with Physicians Formula with their Butter Blushes. The Butter Bronzer is not a favorite, so but that itself is problematic as well. The thing with Physicians Formula is their shade range is basically non-existent when it comes to face products, for sure. Like, their blushes all definitely don't work on darker skin tones. The butter highlighters I have seen go a bit deeper, but also their foundations don't go deep. Their concealers, their powders, they don't go super light either. Like their foundation, I own the Healthy foundation that they have, and that doesn't go light enough for me. But obviously it's more obvious the other side of the spectrum, because they don't go even to a very tan. Like, they go medium and then they just stop. And their blushes, I think all of their blushes they have come out with only work for fair and for light skin tones. There are even blushes in that assortment that they have that they don't work on me, and I'm fair to light depending on the day. So very, very, very disappointing, especially since the product is so nice. Another very problematic favorite is this beautiful palette. This was is the Becca and Jaclyn Hill palette. First of all, Jaclyn Hill is often a bit problematic, but she's doing very great right now. Need to mention that, because she wants this to be mentioned as well. Like, not only when she's doing bad, she wants people to mention when she's doing good. This palette and the entire collection was a problematic disaster. What also was very problematic is, I think, that Becca decided to carry Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop without talking to Jaclyn about it, and keep producing it and make it a non-limited edition item, make it a permanent item in their collection, while it was like a collaboration with Jaclyn in the first place. I think that was a bit shady. So problematic. Let's quickly talk about this one here. This is the Misha Magic Cushion Cover Lasting. I would say this is a favorite, but I'm talking generally about K&J beauty products, especially their foundation products and also concealer products. Those don't go very, very light, and they don't go, yeah, not even medium sometimes. I know they cater to the demographic of Asian countries, so I guess it makes sense. Just like something else I will talk about in a second. I understand, but the moment they hit an international market and they sell in other countries, like the Magic M cushion I can get at DM, which is a German drugstore. I think I can get it on Douglas. Not only Yes Style, it's available in other countries now. You should definitely try to adjust your shade range to that, because you want to make money from international customers, so please cater to them as well. I'm just saying. The same goes for Catrice and Essence. I am always very defensive. Like I get very defensive when I hear people saying that their shade ranges are bull and that it is not okay, and I'm defending Catrice and Essence because they are German brands. We have a certain demographic here. I'm not saying we don't have black people here. I'm not saying we don't have dark skinned people here. I'm just saying that our demographic is fair, light, medium, usually. And brands obviously make products that they think they will sell. So the fact that they don't offer very dark shades is them thinking they won't sell those dark shades pretty easily. And I'm defending that here in Germany for sure, because I think they have tried having darker shades here in stores, and they always, like, after a few months of trying to sell those, they usually discontinue those shades and they get on sale because they just can't sell the stock they have. The thing is, this went international as well, and while I do kind of understand their shitty shade range here because of the demographic here, I don't understand if you sell, especially in America, where the demographic is quite different, and also in other countries internationally, you should have a shade range that is inclusive. You should have a shade range that is inclusive here as well. But as I said, whenever they try, they do that. They have done this in the past. They have also had shades that were like almost white because people wanted that, and they put it in stores, and after I think 3 months or so they pulled it from the shelves and discontinued it because they said the amount of people that bought it just wasn't doing it. And that is a business perspective. This is not them being racist. This is a business decision. Those shades don't make enough money to produce them. And that is one thing that I know is unfair and it's not right, and in a perfect world those things wouldn't happen. In a world that is driven by money, those things happen. But those shades could be easily sold in other countries where the demographic is just different. I'm I am not happy to say that, but I could understand if they would expand the shade range in America and keep the shade range shitty here. I could see that. I would understand, because the demographics are just different. So yeah, I'm very defensive about them because I know I have been with those two brands for 10 years, and I have seen what they have done over the years and how many times they have tried to be inclusive here, but it just, if they make loss, that's not the point either. And there have been a lot of blogger events back like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, where people would talk to them at those blogger events and were asking for more shades. And Catrice and Essence were always saying, we do that, but they just don't sell and it doesn't make sense. We pay that shelf space and we don't get the money back from that. So it doesn't make sense to us. So I understand them, but I also don't understand. And thinking about it alone is problematic. So this is a problematic favorite, obviously. Let's go and talk about a palette now. I don't think I have to say much about this. This is a problematic fave, especially because of the way it was promoted. First of all, it was called a sister palette to Modern Renaissance, and the formula is completely different. I don't think you can say this is the sister palette to another palette when those palettes don't share the same formula. Also, it was very rude of Navina to call their customers out, saying they just don't have the skills to use this and they need to change up their technique and they should have known and things like that. I think it is a beautiful palette. I still use it. I still like it. I never had a problem with them, but I just don't like how they promoted it and how especially Navina went about it to defend this, when people were just telling them that this isn't working the way they wanted it when it was called a sister palette to Modern Renaissance. So, very problematic favorite. Another problematic product is in general the Colourpop gel eye pencils, cream gel pencils, because a lot of people say they are dry and they dry out fast and then they crumble. But I think especially those neon liners were problematic because those were even drier and crumblier to most people. Mine are all super fine. I'm usually warming them up on my hand first to see, and then I go in on my waterline to add lots of color. I know that a lot of people have problem with this formula, and I think there is an inconsistency. There has to be, because somehow I have had bad ones of those as well. Like my white liner from Colourpop was trash. So problematic because inconsistent, and some people seem to only get the bad ones. So that's not cool. Then let's talk about MAC Fix Plus. This is not as dramatic as some of the other problematic things. This is probably problematic. This is problematic because a lot of people say that this is like glorified water and it doesn't do anything. And I can see where those people are coming from. This is a bit of a glorified water. Definitely. still is a favorite. I still love to use that, and I mean, it has other ingredients, so it's not only water. But yeah, I understand people saying that, so I think it's a preference thing. 2 more palettes. We have the Holy and the Day palette by Hatice Schmidt Labs, and this was a problematic launch for Hati because first they were 55 bucks per palette for 9 pans for a new brand, which is problematic in itself because people were like, who does she think she is? Who does she think she is? My English is not on point today. And the other thing is that she made it sound like this is the best eyeshadow formula out there ever. That is probably true to her, not to everyone else though, and to market it that way was probably not the smartest marketing choice, especially since people would call her out on that frequently. I haven't heard from those palettes since they launched actually, and I'm pretty sure that they flopped just a bit. I'm not sure if they're still available or if they are sold out. I have no idea. I just know that I like them. I like them quite a bit, and I don't regret buying them. But I know that they have been very problematic because of the way she marketed it and because of the price tag. Then we go with the brand itself, Wet n Wild. I just picked out a product that I like. This is the Liquid Catsuit Shimmer Liquid Eyeshadow. I have my shade in Fairy Tale Ending, which is a beautiful liquid shadow that I really like to use. Wet n Wild is problematic because they were cruelty-free, then decided to be very shady about them selling in mainland China, telling people that this wasn't true. Pictures leaked. They paddled back and were like, well, we have this thing with China, like they won't test our things, pull them from the shelf to test them after they are already on the shelf. They will tell us if they do that so we can pull back if something like that happens. They tried to do some damage control, but the damage was done. Wet n Wild was pretty shady about them selling in mainland China. They disappointed a lot of people who were supporting them for years, and I think that this was a shady move. The fact that they went to sell in mainland China was bad enough, but then lying about it was the shady bit that I think makes the brand pretty problematic. Then another brand, we're talking about Benefit. This is a favorite product for me because we have Cookie. My favorite product from Benefit would be the, what are you called? Couture blush though. I just forgot to pull it out, I just took that one. Benefit is problematic. First, they have horrible shades. They are not inclusive either, like with any of their box powders. Like, can you imagine those working on dark skin tones? Yeah, me neither. And it's not like they have 20 varieties, 20 different box powders for different skin tones. There is no variety. They added cooler shades after how many years, and they still don't work for a very wide spectrum of skin tones. So boo you, Benefit. What they're also shady about is bringing out the same old in different packaging, collabing with different influencers, only using their already existing products, not being innovative, making a fuss about stuff that are like, can you remember the campaign for the Badgal Bang? They made it seem like that was like the most revolutionary makeup product in the industry, and it was just a mascara. Benefit, do something. Please. Please. Then controversial was the Dominique Cosmetics Latte Palette. Latte Palette? This is not the Latte Palette, this is the Lemonade Palette. It was this is not problematic in itself. It's more like people didn't really like it because the shimmers were just shimmers and nothing all too special, and people were disappointed and thought that it was more than meets the eye, and it wasn't. I still like this palette. I still think it's a beautiful springtime palette and I really love it, but I know that a lot of people were very disappointed and found this launch problematic, especially since a lot of people said this doesn't resemble Lemonade at all. Like, people were discussing the topic of this not being lemonade-y enough. Let's talk about this product. This product is the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick. This formula is a formula that is very, very hated on YouTube. And this makes me so sad because I love it so much. People say it's too thin, it's too drying, it's crumbly, it's not opaque enough. They're all up about this, being like, this is not a good product. I wouldn't say it's like problematic per se, but it's just a product that when you hold it up in your in the camera and you say you like it, people will look at you like you're crazy. And I like it. I admit it. I love this. I will forever love this. For me, the perfect everyday lip product. Fight me over that. I have two more palettes. Let's do this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dream Glow Kit, and this was, or is, problematic. It's not like problematic because this was all glittery shades, all very duochrome colorful shades, and people who bought this, a lot of people back when it launched, were like, those are not wearable, how are you even gonna use this, what is this even, like, what, you know, they were like very much hating on this, while I sit over here being like, this is the most beautiful thing I own from Anastasia. This is very much a preference thing, but there were like hundreds of people complaining that this is not usable. I think it was like, there was a time this was like half off even here in Germany, because people were complaining that you couldn't use this and they didn't know how to sell this product. So this tells you everything. Last two products, we go with Hourglass and their palettes, especially their palettes. especially their holiday palettes actually, and the shade range. Have you seen the new Hourglass holiday palette? It looks like all the other ones they launched so far. Can we please get more variety? Can you bring like 5 different face palettes out? 3, okay, let's go with 3. But so other people can enjoy this. I mean, I love my Hourglass powders, but it's very sad that not everyone can use those, because those are like those work on people whose skin tone is vanilla, but definitely not like tan or something. I'm pretty sure that tan people will have trouble finding Hourglass powder products that work for them, and that is sad. You really could do better, Hourglass. You could. And then the last problematic favorite is the Tarte textured neutrals. I'm not saying quite that this is like a super duper favorite, but I like it. I like it fair enough. This is problematic because of Tarte herself. This product was pretty popular. It sold out. A lot of people liked it on YouTube. I think I have seen a lot of positive reviews. I have seen a lot of negative ones as well, but there was quite a bit of buzz about it. But Tarte herself has gotten herself into quite some problematic drama with Jeffree Star and James Charles and Shane Dawson, and I think that her brands have suffered from that. I hope she's doing better now. I hope she has learned from all of that. I think she did. I am still a person who likes Tarte. I'm still a person who will watch Tarte once she returns back to YouTube, like for realsies. But I think that her brands, Tarte Beauty and also Halo Beauty, have suffered quite a bit and are problematic. If you show one of her products, people are like, you really bought from her? So yeah, I think it is a tiny bit problematic. It's not as problematic as showing a Jeffree Star palette though. So those were some problematic favorites. Either the brand was problematic, the product was problematic, something about the brand itself being problematic, you know. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on that. I felt like a very juicy version of myself today, because this was a very juicy topic. I usually don't enjoy such videos because I feel like an asshole. Oh my god. Like, when I talk to my family or to my friends about such stuff, like in private, that is one thing. But when I do that on camera, I feel like, ooh, a drama channel already. But yeah, that was everything for today, I think. I would love your opinions and thoughts, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next video. Bye!